Let me start with a confession. For 4 straight seasons, I've confidently predicted that the Pittsburgh Steelers would finally have a losing season under Mike Tomlin. 4 times I've been wrong. And now, in what feels like a complete reversal, I'm not only predicting a winning season, I think they're a playoff team that could even win a game in January. The Steelers' offseason finally made sense. From roster upgrades to bold moves at quarterback, they're clearly all in. And while it's easy to dismiss the Aaron Rodgers signing as risky, it's impossible to deny that even a 41-year-old Rodgers is a massive upgrade over Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Duck Hodges, or Mitch Trubisky. If Tomlin can lead a winning team with those guys, Rodgers should elevate this team further. The Rodgers contract was curious. $13 million seemed too specific and too small for it to be the whole story. And it wasn't. Pittsburgh followed up by trading for Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, which dramatically boosted both their defense and offensive flexibility. While Ramsey makes headlines, Smith's addition might be more impactful, giving them a dynamic tight end pairing with Pat Freiermuth. That sets them up to run effective 12 personnel looks, critical for protecting Rodgers, who, as we all know, is on the wrong side of 40. Meanwhile, Jaylen Warren could quietly surpass Najee Harris as the better backfield option. Warren brings more burst, better pass-catching ability, and overall offensive balance. No, this won't be a top 5 offense, but it could be a good one, and when you pair that with Pittsburgh's defensive talent and Tomlin's coaching consistency, that's a winning formula. But here's where it gets tricky. If this doesn't work, if the Steelers fizzle out, finish under 500, or look like last year's Jets with an aging quarterback and no offensive rhythm, the spotlight will turn. And though the Steelers aren't known for firing coaches, they've had just 3 in their entire modern history, there comes a point where questions must be asked about Tomlin's ceiling. If the playoff drought stretches to 9 years, if the team drops to 0-6 in the postseason under his watch, and if he continues to shuffle through coordinators and quarterbacks while fielding defenses that crumble against average opponents like Blake Bortles or Baker Mayfield, how long can that be excused? Other organizations would have been boiling by now. And it's fair to wonder whether Tomlin has become the ultimate high-floor, low-ceiling coach, great at keeping things respectable, but unable to elevate a team beyond mediocrity without a Hall of Fame quarterback in his prime. The bigger issue is structural. Tomlin's ability to squeeze out 8 or 9 wins every season means the Steelers are always too good to draft a top-tier quarterback prospect. So unless they get aggressive in a trade or get lucky, they're stuck in the middle. No Arch Manning, no Drew Aller, no franchise savior, just more of the same. So yes, I think this works in the short term. 10 or 11 wins and 1 playoff win. But beyond that, the long-term quarterback mystery remains, and Pittsburgh might find itself back at square one by next offseason. Now let's shift to another lightning rod in the NFL, Justin Herbert. I know there's been some pushback on my top 10 QB rankings, especially from Eagles fans, but let me be crystal clear. Herbert passes the eye test more than almost anyone I've seen. I'm not pretending to be a scout, but I watch hours upon hours of game tape every week, and Herbert just looks like a star. His arm, his decision-making, his poise, it's all there. His problem hasn't been talent. It's been everything around him. Poor coaching, inconsistent support, and bad playoff luck. But now, he finally has a proven winner in Jim Harbaugh, and I'm telling you, this could be the year it all turns. Last season, Herbert had over 500 pass attempts and just 3 interceptions. Yes, his playoff game against Houston was ugly, but 2 of those picks bounced off his receivers' hands. And you know what? Even Peyton Manning had rough playoff starts. In fact, the comparison is striking. Through 5 seasons, Herbert is 41-38. Manning was 42-38. Both were winless in the playoffs. Herbert has 137 passing touchdowns. Manning had 138. It's eerily similar. Manning got Tony Dungy in year 5. Herbert gets Harbaugh now. And what happened to Manning in year 6? He won co-MVP, made a deep playoff run, and emerged as the guy. I believe Herbert is on that exact same path, if the team around him finally plays up to his level. The Chargers quietly had the top-scoring defense in the NFL last year. With their upgraded offensive line, new receivers like Trey Harris and Brendan Rice, and Harbaugh's no-nonsense approach, everything is in place. The key is letting Herbert be Herbert. Let him run the show. Use the run game to support him, not smother him. Give him protection and freedom, and you'll see one of the best pure throwers of the football this league has ever had. If that happens, Herbert is not just in the MVP race, he's on the Peyton Manning trajectory, and the Chargers are finally ready to take off. To cap it off, here are my top 10 NFL teams heading into the 2025 season. At number 10, I've got the Chargers. With Herbert and Harbaugh leading the way, and the top defense in the league last year, they're built to climb. Washington is at number 9. Better talent, tougher schedule, and a superstar in Jaden Daniels. At number 8, San Francisco. Purdy is solid enough under Shanahan, and McCaffrey is a cheat code when healthy. Number 7 is Cincinnati, with a Super Bowl caliber offense and just enough defensive improvement. The Rams slide in at number 6. McVay and Stafford are too good to count out, and their young talent is ready to shine. At number 5, the Baltimore Ravens. Incredible roster, but can Lamar finally deliver in January? The Bills are at number 4. Regular season juggernauts, dominant point differential. Now they need postseason consistency. At number 3, the Detroit Lions. Elite offense, ascending defense, and last year's NFC Championship game appearance was within reach. The Chiefs land at number 2. With Mahomes, Reed, and a revamped receiver group, they're never far from the Super Bowl. And number 1, the Philadelphia Eagles. The best roster in football, power in the trenches, depth everywhere. A team built to win in December, January, and maybe even February. This season is going to be fascinating. Whether it's the Steelers betting on one last Rodgers run or Justin Herbert reaching his destiny, the NFL is set for a turning point. Let's buckle up.